Social media safety. Whether it's text, talk, or video, the internet is a great way to communicate. Thanks to social networking services, it's easier than ever to keep us with your friends and family. Even though this sounds nice, there's a few things you could do to stay safe. Monitoring screen time. Analysis show that some of the time older adults spend in front of screen is due to activities like reading and socializing. Excessive television viewing and the sedentary lifestyle that often follows has been linked to cognitive impairment, poor verbal memory, and increased risk of CVD mortality in older adults. These risks may inflate even more if people continue to swap behaviors like reading and face-to-face interaction for online browsing activities and less interactive forms of media. There are many apps designed to help you set healthy restrictions. Here's a few resources that can help you limit your daily screen time. For Apple and Android, screen time, both Android and Apple devices, you could monitor how much screen time you could look. This is on the right side right here, it's for Apple. Once you go to settings and type screen time, you should be able to limit how much screen time you're looking at your phone. Some of the common scams that you may be aware of, such as personal emergency scams, you owe money to someone or organization scams, IRS, Medicare, and Social Security scams, invented computer scams, robocalls, free trips, neglect of jury duty, and dating or friend scams. So some basic privacy tips will be going on again is for passwords, to create strong and unique passwords, privacy settings to restrict who has access on your computer, post, what you share reflects on you, spam to be aware of links you click on, report and block to report any abuse or explicit content, and lastly, online payments, some tips for shopping and donating. First up is password safety. Rule number one, just never share your passwords with anyone unless you designated someone to manage your accounts. Caution ensures that no one accesses your account to try to impersonate you. A stranger could use your account to ask your friends or family for quote unquote help by sending you money for an emergency. You can use a password generator or use different passwords from different accounts. Some recommendations are complex passwords. It starts with at least 8 characters that include numbers, upper and lowercase letters, and symbols. And one big tip is avoid using names or dictionary words because they're easy to distinct. An example that we have here is it's at lagpass23 IKMS and the dollar sign. You could also use a password generator, which your web browser should suggest when creating a new account online. Like in this instance on here, create a new account. In this case, Safari will indicate you to generate a password long enough so it won't get decrypted. Next on, we're going to privacy settings, which most services have settings that let you control who can see and interact with your social media posts. These two screenshots are from Facebook. So we'll be going over your Facebook privacy basics. To any service, it's good to know its privacy policies and settings. There are also privacy settings for smartphones that can restrict who can access your location, contacts, and other personal information. These are some of the options that can make you manage your privacy. We got account deactivation and deletion, passwords, trusted contacts, hacked accounts, where you're logged in, logging out, unfriend and unblocking, spam, posts, deleting posts, profile, friend list, reaction and comments and reactions by others. Think before you post. Whether it's a picture, video, or comment, what you post and what you share is a reflection on you. This is pretty important. Hopefully, everyone knows that all posts remain on the internet forever. Make sure you feel good about being associated with anything you say online, and be sure not to post anything that you wouldn't want to share with the world. For posts, even if you're using privacy settings to limit audience, there's always a chance that you can posts can be copied and shared by others. And everyone who uses social media develops a social media personality. This personality is both a reflection of how you want others to see you and also how others see you based on your social media activity. Health awareness. Be careful about Googling symptoms. That cough could be lung cancer, but it could also be just a common cold. Only use approved apps or browsers for online medical appointments. Be sure you're connecting with your healthcare provider before you do all of this. Only rely on reputable health sites. Be wary of ones that you haven't heard of or aren't affiliated with a reputable medical facility. And lastly, check with a doctor before following any advice you get from the web. Unsolicited emails. Simply getting these aren't necessarily dangerous, but it's just annoying. In some cases, they can be from companies you interacted with in the past. And if they are legitimate companies, they're probably a link to a page where you safely ask to be removed from their list. But if they are truly spammers, they won't stop even when you ask them to. The best ways to make sure you're using whatever spam filter is provided by your email service and try to avoid links in unsolicited emails as there is a chance they could link to sites designed to scam people or infect computers with a malicious software. Be mindful of what you click on. An example like this, clicking on this might give you a virus. Email phishing. First off, don't click on any links in emails or on social media from banks, credit card companies, government agencies, or other organizations unless you're 100% certain they're legitimate. There's this common scam called phishing, where someone sends you a link to what looks like a legitimate website, but it's actually a scam site created by criminals to steal your login or other personal information. As an example here, IRS sending you quote unquote real email. Go to look out for emails. So officially recognized organizations will have .gov or .org or .edu domains. If it's a scam, there should be some spelling mistakes or grammar, contains a long link or something that says get started. Sometimes it's too good to be true type email and emails requesting to verify personal information slash payment information. You may also receive fake promotions, sponsorships, and gifts through direct message on all social media platforms. So as long as you don't click on any links, your account will be compromised. You can also report and or block attempted phishing accounts. Reporting abuse, report offensive or harmful content from anyone, including friends, family, and caregivers. We hear a lot about children being cyberbullied, but it can also happen to adults. Reporting social media authorities. All social media companies and online mobile services providers have employees that respond to abuse complaints. You can report or block social media accounts from interacting with your account or contacting you. Quick guide on how to report on Facebook. To report a profile, just go to your profile you want to report by clicking its name in your feed or by searching for it. Then click on the three dots to the right and select Find, Support, or Report Profile. To give feedback, click on the option that best describes how this profile goes against our community standards. Then click Next. And depending on feedback that you give, you may be able to submit a report to Meta or Facebook. For some types of content, we don't ask you to submit a report, but we use your feedback to help our system learn. And then after that, you click Done, and that should be a quick way to report on someone. How to block is pretty similar. Just go to your profile picture on the top right, select settings and privacy, then click settings. Click the blocking in the left menu. In the block user section, enter the name of the profile you want to block, then hit the block button, or select the specific profile you want to block from a list that appears. Click block, then block, input the name of the person you want to block. If you can't find a profile using this method, try to the profile you'd like to block and then selecting block from there, from the three dot menu in the bottom right of the cover photo. Here's another quick little how to block on Gmail. From your inbox, you could open messages on the center you'd like to stop. Click on the little arrow next to the reply button and select block whatever the sender's name is option. Like on the right side, you can see it. Pop-up will appear and ask me what to block the sender's address and move all future messages from it to the spam folder. Then click on the block button to confirm. This is how to block on Outlook. From your inbox, you can select a message from the sender you would like to block. Click on the three dots right side right here, scroll over to security options, and then from there, you should be able to block the sender's name. Moving on to online payment safety, it's best to use a credit card when shopping offline. If there's a dispute, the credit card company will refund your money while they investigate your claim. Carefully review all transactions before confirming them. If you make a mistake, contact the company right away to see if it's possible to undo it. And be careful about any online merchant that you have never heard of. Some might be able to steal your credit card number or other financial information. There's a part two of this, which when shopping or banking, look for secure websites with the HTTPS in the browser address bar. DN stands for secure. Be especially careful about offers for low cost medications or medical coverage. And do some research before donating to online causes or organizations. Read all the fine print and look into the person or the organization behind the pitch. If you'd like to learn this lesson with a CyberSeniors mentor, please go to www.cyberseniors.org or call 1-844-217-3057 to register for a one-on-one phone session. We also host weekly tech drop-in sessions from 2 to 3 p.m. Eastern Time on Thursdays.